A billionaire picked up a waitress in the rain, but what she was hiding shocked him to his core. The rain was coming down in heavy sheets, turning the Manhattan streets into glistening rivers under the city lights. Noah Bennett, a billionaire known more for his tech empire than his heart, sat silently in the back seat of his sleek black car. His meetings had run late, and now he was just trying to get home, away from the cold drizzle and the weight of yet another empty, successful day. That's when he saw her, drenched, shivering, and clutching a torn handbag to her chest as she tried to flag down a cab that never came. Something about her, maybe the way she stood tall despite the storm, or the exhaustion in her eyes, made him roll down the window. "Do you need a ride?" he asked. She hesitated, then nodded. "Just to the corner of 41st, if it's not too far out of your way." "No problem," he said, gesturing for her to get in. She slid into the seat, careful not to get the leather wet. Her name tag read Maya, and her apron was still tied around her waist. "You work at the diner near Lexington?" he asked casually. She nodded. "Double shift. Got stuck late." Noah was used to models, executives, and power suits. But this girl, with her soaked shoes and weary smile, was something different. Real. There was a pause, then she turned to him. "Thanks for the ride. Most people just drive past." "Most people aren't paying attention," he said, then added without thinking, "I used to be like that." They talked for the next few blocks. Nothing profound, just life. She told him about the customers who tipped with quarters, her dream of finishing college, and how she hadn't had a day off in months. As they pulled up to her stop, she reached into her bag to offer him a crumpled $5 bill. He shook his head. "It's just a ride." But as she pulled her hand back, something slipped from her bag, a worn medical folder. Embarrassed, she snatched it up quickly, but not before he caught the words, "Pediatric Oncology Unit." Noah's voice softened. "Is that yours?" Her eyes filled with panic, then pain. "No. My daughter's. She's 7. Leukemia." I didn't want to say anything. "I'm just trying to keep going." For a moment, the car was silent except for the rain. Noah felt like the world had slowed. He had spent millions on algorithms, yachts, and penthouses, but this woman was fighting a silent war with nothing but grit and grace. And she had said nothing. No begging. No dramatics. Just strength. "Wait," he said, as she reached for the door. "What hospital?" She paused. "St. Joseph's. But they said, without the new treatment, she only has a few months." Noah looked out into the rain, then back at her. "You're not going to work tomorrow," he said firmly. "You're going to be with your daughter." She blinked. "I can't afford." "You can now," he said, pulling out his phone. "She's going to get the best treatment available. Anywhere. You just focus on being her mom." Tears spilled down Maya's cheeks. "Why would you do this for us?" He hesitated. "Because once, someone saved my sister's life when I had nothing. I've just been waiting for the right moment to pay it forward." That night, in the pouring rain, 2 lives changed. A billionaire found a reason to care again, and a mother found a miracle. A week later, Maya's daughter was flown to a top children's hospital. The treatment began. And Noah? He started showing up at St. Joseph's with coffee and donations, quietly, without press, just as one human to another. Sometimes, the richest hearts beat beneath the simplest uniforms. And sometimes, a ride in the rain leads you right where you're meant to be.